Hello and welcome to Rarely Rad, episode 21. Haley and Iz in the house on a Monday. Cheers!
Cheers, and I'm having a drinky drink. Okay,
Yeah, I thought we were gonna chill off with that.
So I wasn't planning on drinking today, but I got to Skip Town, and I wasn't planning on drinking at Skip Town. But then my sister was like, "I don't like this drink. Can you drink it?" And I was like, "Well, it's free. I'm gonna say no." And then she technically graduated today, so I got her I'm so fancy. I got her a box of wine. And so to celebrate her graduation, so I was like, well, I've already had one drink. I might as well record the pod with another. And I didn't really drink this weekend.
Yeah, I can't say the same. I actually did behave this weekend, but I needed to after the prior weekend, which is why we couldn't even put out an episode because I was dead.
We were so hungover last weekend. It was Sunday. I cried because I had to take the dogs out because it hurt every bone in my being.
Literally Sunday morning, I got dropped off back at my house. I didn't even have my key to get into my house or my car here, so I couldn't jump up at my back porch.
Right.
And I was still in my wedding dress attire from the day before. I was barefoot because I had the worst blisters ever on my heels, and I was just like, this is it. Like, this is life. And I texted my one friend because I have her location and she goes to church right here. And I was like, when is your church over? I need you to come get me immediately. And I was down bad that entire day. And then I was so down bad that by 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, I was like, you know what would make me not miserable? Alcohol. So I started drinking. I was like, let's run it back. Let's get it going.
No.
Sunday fun day, but it wasn't even a fun day because it was a miserable day. And Sunday fun night did it. And then Monday at work, my coworker could not stop laughing at me because I was in pain. And again, I almost had this panic of like, is this when we start getting hangovers?
I know, and we're stronger than everybody else. It was rough. Sunday, and it was all day.
Mine was almost 2 days because it was so all day Sunday that then on Monday I was like in so much pain because I had to turn around Sunday and start drinking. And yeah, Monday I was so down bad at work. I sat there at work and I was like, we have to leave soon. We have to leave soon. Finally, we left at 3. And I literally was like, I don't know if I can drive my car. Like, I might just have to sit in my car and just sit there for a hot minute because I'm down bad. But I will say I turned it around this weekend and I am claiming last weekend's pain due to a lack of drinking water. Because I always tell everyone that I don't get hangovers because I drink like a gallon of water a day. I'm turning it around.
And will not stop walking into this room. Like, come on.
I told you I was recording my podcast.
I did. I told her. I was like, I'm recording. She said plenty of time to walk in. She made dinner, so it's just sitting there waiting for me at the moment. But
no, that's
no,
nice.
last weekend I just didn't eat. I had 2 hot dogs all day and I stayed up till 4, which is very unlike me. And I am an in-bed person by midnight. I can't.
Not me.
I can't hang. And honestly, it's fine because I know if I do that, I'll feel fine the next day.
Not me. I am a class act for like a 4:30 bedtime, no matter what.
Oh, I was out till 4:30 last Saturday. That's why I knew it should have fucking been over.
Saturday night, I didn't go to bed until 6 a.m. I remember the sun starting to rise, and I was just covering my eyes because I was like, it's already getting bright.
Why do you do that?
I don't even know how I do it, to be honest. We FaceTime Mish and her cousins because they're 2 hours behind us right now. So they were like heading home from the bar. And we were just on me and this guy's couch watching fucking Toby Keith music videos over 3 hours.
I feel like this is a pretty recent thing too.
The last 4 weekends, I've been up until after 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, even her cousins were like, does she do drugs? And Michelle was like, no, it's all vibes.
I was like, it sounds like drugs. I know it's not, but when somebody told me they slept till 4, I'm like, oh, I know what you were doing.
Nope, I'm just built different.
Dude, speaking of that, My friend, she was like, yeah, I couldn't sleep. So I went to go take a Xanax or whatever, and instead I took an Adderall.
Oh, that sounds so unfortunate.
It wasn't even an Adderall, it was a Vyvanse, which is extended release. I
So
was
she
like,
didn't sleep at all.
she didn't sleep at all. And here's people again coming in. Nobody cares about me.
Hey, Haley.
Hey, Austin.
Nobody cares about what I have to do in my life.
I'm trying to feed you.
It's just our business.
It's just my part-time job.
Oh my god, and now you're gonna eat while we're recording?
I'm
Bruh.
not gonna eat while we're recording, but I'm trying to mix it up to cool it down because I want the sauce everywhere. That's what the thing is like they don't realize that I'm not gonna eat while I'm recording. Like that's weird.
Like we post the videos.
Yeah, like I don't want people like watching people eat is weird.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear it either. I hate that noise.
Thank goodness I'm not a loud eater. But no, yeah, I hate.
You know when
Like,
you
I
can
hate-
hear someone crunching on chips?
No, oh my god, I'll be on work calls and I can hear people chew their gum, and I'm like, can you just not?
Like, why are you smacking gum so loud that your
Also,
computer
Who
It's-
chews gum anymore?
dead ass? Sometimes I wish I did or I need to get that little mouth blow spray, the minty one.
Yeah, the breath spray.
Yeah, but I've not been a gum chewer since I want to say high school. And I'm pretty sure people just chewed gum in high school because it wasn't allowed.
I've never been a gum chewer. I don't like the
Oh.
smell. I don't like when I can smell other people's breath, even if it's like mint or like watermelon or whatever the heck it is. People like I don't like that. I don't want to be able to smell you if I like unless it's perfume. Why do
Oh my
I want to
God.
smell your mouth bacteria?
We went to the bar right after a walk on Saturday. The walk, I almost died on that walk. It was so hot. I hadn't eaten. I was drenched. I know I was dehydrated. It was just bad. And then we went to the bar after, of course, and I hadn't showered or anything. And this one boy kept standing so damn close to me. And I was like, please stop. And then he wanted to like hug me. And I was like, no, no, no. I know I smell bad. Please do not get this close.
I hate people that get just awkwardly close to you for no reason. Like there is this guy, there was a Wells Fargo golf tournament a couple months ago, like 2 or 3 months ago. And there's this guy, and I used to work with him, and he was one of those people that would stand like 6 inches from your face. And I'm just like, back up. I'm not interested. Social distancing is still a thing for me. Like I don't want it.
Have you heard
And
of the COVID-19 strands?
Like literally. And so like I saw him from afar, and Austin went up to say hello because Austin knows him too. And Austin's like, are you gonna go say something? And I was like, honestly, no, because he gets in my bubble and I don't want it. And like if I don't have to say hello to him, I'm not going to.
No, because I don't want him to burst my bubble.
Exactly. Like boundaries, dude.
Can we talk about that TikTok that's going around right now that says all girls are either an American Girl doll, a Barbie, or a Bratz doll?
I don't really get what that means. I get like
I
the
don't-
Bratz who's kind of like she like loved makeup in high school. She was kind of like a bad bitch, whatever.
I remember having her lips done.
Yeah, now she has a lips line, probably a BBL.
Maybe her boobs done. Dresses super Gen Z. Is it Gen Z?
Yeah, probably, or like bodycon short dress.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about it because I was trying to think of people that would be in these categories. I don't even know if we know any brats.
I don't think I know any Bratz girls, but I
And
don't
then-
really know what the whole Barbie girl means either because they have veterinarian Barbie, then they have like Dr. Barbie, then they have Princess Barbie. Like what? I don't get the whole Barbie thing, and I didn't watch the Barbie movie, so if I watched that, maybe that would clarify it for me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I don't get it either. But because American Girl, I'm pretty sure she had little jobs too.
Yeah, but she had jobs. I'm pretty sure American Girl jobs were like her parents died of the bubonic plague, whatever it's called. And now she's like an orphan and she's like picking potatoes and saving the Irish during the war. Like I think that's and like her parents were like in the Mayflower. Like I'm pretty sure that's what an American Girl doll is.
I I mean, I know she had a little white dog because I did have her dog, but I don't know. There's no way we're Barbie. So then
Oh,
we
it's
have to
not
be
that
American Girl doll.
I just don't think but American Girl dolls to me are like goody two shoes, like teacher's pet, who's
Got
vulnerable.
married to their first boyfriend.
Yeah, like the whole like married by 22 and like stayed together and like she volunteers on the weekends and like that kind of stuff and like that's not me either. I
So then
hate
are we all
volunteering.
Barbie?
I don't know. I didn't. I tried to read the comments, and I was like, "This doesn't make any sense." And somebody's like, "I'm a Cabbage Patch Kid," and I was like, "Yeah, I feel like that's me too."
I will, and half the comments people didn't understand, and they thought they were talking about like what dolls they played with growing up. And they're like,
Yeah,
"I was this one and this one," and it was like, Dude, that's not what we're saying."
my parents didn't let me have Bratz dolls.
I had a lot of Bratz dolls.
I had a couple Barbies. I wasn't allowed to have Bratz dolls, and I did have like one American Girl doll, but I don't know if it was like considered American Girl doll because I bought her while I was in Europe, and I doubt they were American girls.
Yeah, I had a lot of Barbies growing up, like when I was super little, and then we loved Polly Pockets. We had a ton of those. Graduated to Bratz dolls, and then I think I had like maybe 2 American Girl dolls, but I don't even think either of them were real American Girl dolls. They were like
Right.
the Target versions.
So are we Polly Pocket girls?
Okay, but here's my issue. I don't know, like I feel like Kristen's a Polly Pocket girl.
Kristen is literally the epitome of it's like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, like they're Polly Pocket girls, and that we're not those either.
No,
Maybe
we're
we're
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Maybe we're Monster High dolls.
I don't even know what that is.
Those were kind of after our time. I barely know what they were. They're like the end of my sister's life.
Era.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm confused. I just don't know. I was trying to think of people that I would put in each of these categories. I really can't.
no, I can kind of see Brunette being a Polly Pocket. Just I feel like something about the way she dressed. I think it's the purple that makes me feel like she's Polly Pocket 'cause she loves purple, and Polly Pocket always had that like little purple bag. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I could see that. That was like I remember seeing something at one point that was like all girls either look like a mouse or a frog or a rat.
Are we rats? Because we're not mice, and I don't think we're frogs.
Then we might be rats.
I mean, there's definitely times where I'm like, I look like a troll. You know, what if we're troll dolls?
It was like we got stuck in the rain running to an after party on Saturday night, and we get there and we're drenched. I mean, I think I could have squeezed water out of my hair. We turned to the boys and we were like, "Do we look like wet dogs?" And they're like, "Yeah." Are you, excuse me, you're not supposed to say yes. You're like, no. And then this one other girl that I honestly can't stand, somehow she was dry. Her hair was dry. The one of the girls I was with, she was like, she had to blow dry her hair. There's no way it's that dry, as we are drenched, looking
So
like wet
my hair
dogs.
gets really weird with the rain. I have pinstripe hair. If it rains and my hair gets wet, it gets so curly, and I don't know why.
No, that's a thing. That's exactly how my hair is. And it's why I was like, holy shit, this is not good that my hair got wet. Literally, I'll have to put this on the Instagram page. Look at my hair the next morning.
Dude, what the hell? You know that is a troll doll. You
I am the troll. I am the troll.
look like a troll.
Like that is what my hair does when it gets, and it's not wet from like the shower,
Yeah,
wet from rain.
I think
It
it's
does
the
that.
nitrogen.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's nitrogen in rainwater. That's why when you water your grass, like with the sprinkler, it looks one way, but when it rains, like the grass looks like super green and hydrated. It's the nitrogen. I learned that in 6th grade science class. Sometimes we are a science podcast.
And then, okay, the other day I was thinking about it. Do you ever get embarrassed?
Rarely.
Yeah, like I really don't think at this point in life I don't get embarrassed.
I know I told you about this, and I not as much embarrassed as just felt stupid, but this coworker, and I was doing like 10 things at one time, and she's not really a prankster kind of coworker, so I didn't really think anything of it. My system was down and I needed to go in and do something, and so I messaged her and I was like, hey, because she had to review it, I'm going to get one of the other program managers to review it and I'll keep you posted because I can't get in. She's like, oh, send in a help desk ticket with the code I-D-10-T. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I was like, is that what it's called? She's like, and she was like, no. I don't even remember what she said. So I send it in. The IT guy sends me a screenshot of my message. And he's like, just puts LOL. And I was like, oh, is that what it's called? I was like, I don't know. My coworker told me to send that. Like, I don't know. And then I was on the phone with my other coworker who coincidentally works in the department as the one who sent me that code. And I was like, yeah, like so-and-so told me to send this code. And like, the AIT guy was like, LOL. And she just started laughing. And she's like, it stands for idiot. And I was like, I look so fucking stupid right now. Like, I called the other coworker and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, I really didn't think. She's like, when you messaged me and said, oh, thank you for this, I thought you were joking. And I was like, dude, no. I sent this into help desk. And so, like, that was kind of one of those moments where it's not that I was embarrassed, but I was just like, why am I like this?
Maybe your brain just wasn't fully working that week because you also got scammed on Facebook Marketplace.
I'm so stupid. I think probably all the drinking from that weekend.
Y'all, they hit Isabel with the, I have to verify that you're a real person. I'm going to start sending you codes. Please send them back.
Oh
and
my
there
God.
Isabel was sending them all back. And they were like, it's not coming through. And Isabel's like, what do you mean? I'll send another one. I'll send another one back.
It was just, I think it must have been all the drinking from that weekend because it was a Monday when that all happened. So it must have been like I was still hungover from Sunday.
You lost your brain cells.
Yeah, that was a rough day. I was like, I really hate it here today.
Maybe you've just been feeling extra gullible, not embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can't really think of the last time I was like genuinely embarrassed. And I've done some things where I'm like, that is subhuman. I'm not really embarrassed.
I mean, even when I shit in the woods, like a month ago, 2 months
like
ago,
subhuman.
like I told everyone, and I thought it was the funniest to tell boys because they're like, "Why the fuck are you telling me this?" And I'm like, "It's so funny."
I don't know. I wasn't really like. I told like some people, but it wasn't. The thing is, it's not my first rodeo.
We've been here before. I've
Speaking
shit
of.
worse places.
Okay, speaking of, I've been just like super nauseous lately for I don't know, whatever reason, which isn't like particularly unusual for me, but this is more than usual. So I take Zofran because I get motion sickness, and so I was like, okay, this helps with nausea. Now I'm constipated out the wazoo. That never friggin' happens to me. So my sister made this because this always makes me go to the bathroom. The dinner's sitting in front of me. And I went to the grocery store and got a laxative. So if I leave in the middle of this, because it hit. And then it's like, you think about it, would you rather have diarrhea? Would you rather be constipated?
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's so crazy that some days we can't keep it in, and then other days we can't keep it out.
I rarely cannot keep it out. But I thought about it. I'd rather have diarrhea because at least you get it over with within like what, 3-4 minutes. Then you're done. Constipation, that's a multi-day thing.
On Sunday morning, when my stomach was just churning and I was at that boy's place and I was like, I need to leave because he has one bathroom and we're not like that where I can go in his bathroom and I don't know what's going to happen. And so I was like, I'm going to go downstairs and try and find the bathroom near the lobby. And then I'll call my Uber after, but I got to like get to the bathroom first before I start calling an Uber. And of course the bathroom's one stall and the lobby has like, you know, couches and stuff for people to sit in. And I'm like dry heaving in this bathroom. I'm not throwing up. I'm not a morning of thrower upper. I've just been super nauseous. And if I had sex with someone, I'd probably think it was like morning sickness or something. And I'd be worried. But since I don't have sex, I know that's not a possibility unless I'm the next Virgin Mary. And which maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not throwing up, just like gagging. And I come out and there's a girl just sitting on the couch out there. And I'm like, and then of course my Uber that said 2 minutes away was 9 minutes away. So I'm just then sitting like at a different chair nearby her, just waiting. And then I get in the Uber that wants to talk to me.
Oh, no.
And he's like, how's your morning been so far?
The thing is like, if you're getting an Uber ride between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., why do you think it's appropriate to talk to me? You know what's going on. Like, you know,
If I'm going from one home dwelling to another home dwelling, I'm not out having fun.
like, either you're leaving a guy's house because you had a one-night stand, or you're leaving a party. Like, there should be a trigger warning on Uber or Lyft being like, whatever.
How could he have not just looked at me and been like, yeah, this girl's not doing well. I'm not going to talk to her. Instead, he wants to know how my morning's been. Well, I just tried to throw up in the bathroom in the lobby. Didn't go well. I'm in my purple jeans from the night before. No, do not talk to me. I think I gave him enough one word answers that he finally like got the hint that like, I'm not here to speak to you. And it probably was also half my voice of, you know, when you try to talk after you just dry heaved for a hot minute, you don't have a great voice. So
Yeah.
as soon as he was like, how was your morning? I was like, good.
Frog girl.
Suddenly I'm no longer rat and I am frog.
Dude, speaking of lobby bathrooms, this was a few years ago. This was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I was living at my parents' house and the AC was down there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the night at my friend's house. So we went out. She lived in like the going out part of town and we were like 22. I sleep on her couch and we've been drinking all night and my stomach starts hurting. And I try to go to her bathroom, which sucks because she lives with her boyfriend or her boyfriend at the time. And the door was locked because I think she knew that I was going to have problems the next morning. So I run down to her lobby and I'm in the bathroom. It's a 1-stall bathroom and it's a clap lights and the lights start going off and I'm having to clap on the toilet to like not be in the dark.
I don't think it's actually clap. I think it's just motion.
It is motion, but like I had to like whatever, wave your arms in the air, clap, whatever it is you need to be doing. But I was just like, this is embarrassing. Like I'm in here for so long. I'm not even moving. Like I'm just dying on here. I'm just trying to like wave my arms while I'm sitting on the toilet.
I'm not doing well. It's why I've been in here for so long.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I wasn't even in there for long. It was like 2 or 3 minutes and they turned off. And I was like, seriously, like, come on.
Who's going that fast?
Yeah. I don't even pee that fast sometimes.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a few times. I remember one time I was pretty little and then we were at church and I like left my family to go to the bathroom at church. And I was just in a stall. And honestly, I was probably wasting time so I didn't have to go back to mass. And then all of a sudden the lights turned off, but it was one of those big bathrooms. So the like motion was at the door. It wasn't like down the stall. And so there I was like in the pitch black and I probably didn't even have a phone at that age yet. So I remember just like being in there and being like, what do I do? And like probably thinking I was going to get fucking murdered.
It's a weird feeling going in the bathroom in the dark. It's kind of like, now what? Like,
yeah. You suddenly don't even know like where anything is.
And then you're trying to like feel around, be like, where's everything at? Like,
I also was scrolling Facebook the other day and I saw that your ex-boyfriend is having a second baby.
Congratulations to him. That sounds like it's terrible. That is like my nightmare.
I'm moving to New York.
Yeah, I'm out here living my best life and you're out here not.
Trying to raise 2 kids in 2024.
Okay, so my thing is in like I kind of feel bad about this, but I don't know, and this could change, but my understanding is that he's a teacher and she's a nurse, and I don't think nurses really make that much. So I'm like, are you guys like living like major paycheck to paycheck? Like that really sucks. And like with kids too, like you guys don't do anything.
My only hope is they are in Florida, so at least there's no income tax. But
And I guess he doesn't work during the summertime, so they don't need a nanny.
that's true. Yeah, I don't really,
But
I guess, and nursing, you can make a lot of money with nursing, especially if
right.
you pick up like shifts and stuff and work overtime, because then you get time and a half. And I wonder if she just does that like while she's pregnant, bring in that extra dough before she has to leave.
But that even sounds awful. Imagine being 8 months pregnant and you're working a 14-hour shift on your feet.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a nurse practitioner or something.
I don't even want to work a 14-hour shift on my feet not pregnant.
I don't even want to work an 8-hour shift on my butt. Like,
I've had that conversation with a lot of people. Like we were talking at one of the guys at the bar asked me on Saturday. He was like, "Did y'all get off July 5th? Because you know how the 4th is on a Thursday, and so like, did people get off Friday?" There was 4 of us, and 2 of them were like, "No, one was taking PTO. I think they actually both were, but." And he asked me, and I was like, "Well, to be honest, I don't work a real job, so." Yeah, I have the day off, but I actually kind of have whole week off.
I know I am scheduled to work, and a lot of my coworkers are like, "Oh, it's a BS day. I'm just gonna quote unquote work." My clients will actually make me work, and like I already have a scheduled call that I know wouldn't get canceled. So I was like, I'm just taking the day off because I can't do a quote unquote BS day because it's not going to be a BS day. I'm going to actually have to work, and that's going to be even worse than anything I could imagine.
Well, even this past Friday, you worked like all day.
Yeah, I worked till like 6:30.
You were out with your laptop.
Yeah.
Like that, no thanks. Not for me, dog.
That to be fair, that is pretty rare very rare for a Saturday or a Friday, excuse me. It's not unusual for me to work till 6 o'clock. I don't really mind it being work from home because I'm kind of like, I just moved to the couch. You know what I mean? Like, what else am I really gonna do? Like, yeah, it sucks on day. Well, like, I have a work phone, so that definitely makes it easier because I'll just be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and I'll just like answer the email on my phone. But that was kind of a special exception where I like had to bring my laptop out.
Yeah, no, it's a no for me. At the time, I work from home now until next Monday.
Yeah.
Thank God. And so usually I'll make sure to like fit in some time at the pool with my work phone. Oh my
No.
God. And then the other day, so my pool, there's like never anyone there. Incredibly rare. It's basically my own personal pool. A few other people use it here and there, but it's mainly me. The other day I'm down there on like a weekday, a Thursday, and all of a sudden this family, 2 kids, mom,
Nope.
dad, and aunt and uncle show up. And I think aunt and uncle must live here. And family must have been visiting because family does not live here. And these kids the whole damn time are like, "Mom, look at this. Watch this. Mom." And I was like, oh my, and there I am in my thong bathing suit. I'm like,
Illegal at my pool.
I mean, I'm worried that I'm gonna get a notification that it's illegal at my pool too. Because here I am with children, and I'm like, who are these kids? They're not meant to be here. And they would not stop jumping in and diving for shit. And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God. And the parents were drinking, and I'm like over here trying to be sober. I'm like, well, no wonder you guys are drinking because you have to deal with this bullshit. But now here I am having to hear it. And I'm just trying to relax. I'm trying to get my tan on.
Dude, my friend's parents, so when she was little, very little, 5, 6 or something, it was like a snow day in North Carolina, in Charlotte, and that's very rare. Her parents would be like on snow days, they used to just like take shrooms. They'd be like, I can't deal with these fucking kids.
You know what'll make this better? Shrooms.
I've never taken shrooms.
I haven't either, but I'm kind of interested in them.
I know. I thought about like, because you can get like microdose stuff at like some of those stores.
Yeah, and like the chocolates.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared of the thought. Like feeling out of control of my body makes me uncomfortable.
What if we took them
Especially-
and we recorded an episode?
We could. That would be kind of funny. But I don't want it to be like an 8-hour thing. You know what I mean? I want to be over with it in like an hour or two. Like, and then I want to feel fine.
Is that how they work?
I don't know. I haven't done enough research. But if it is like an hour or two thing, I'm down. But if it's like an 8-hour thing, like I'm out.
Yeah, that's like a full-time job.
Yeah, no, that is that's sitting on your butt for 8 hours.
Yeah, one of my old coworkers, they used to make weed brownies and like they had kids and they'd do happy hours and they'd eat brownies. And I'm like, I just can't imagine. I mean, a weed brownie and having to take care of kids? No.
To be
Hell
fair,
no.
that's probably the only way they could handle the kids. They're probably like, I can't fucking do this any longer.
My kids would end up dead probably.
Well,
Like, how-
with weed,
With weed brownies, I'd be dead.
I mean, especially the homemade ones. But I think, I mean, if they're making weed brownies, they're probably pretty regular in the weed world.
Maybe, but my coworker made those weed Rice Krispies, and they're pretty regular in the weed world, and I straight up died on those.
Yeah, that's because you're not regular in the weed world.
Oh, so like if I'm doing weed regularly, it would be maybe less.
Yes, not doing weed. You smoke weed, not do weed.
But I'm not smoking. I'm eating it. So what was I gonna say? I'm not eating weed regularly.
Consuming. I don't know.
Yeah. So I said doing. It's not that much worse.
I'm just saying, like, when I used to smoke regularly and then I do an edible, like, I was fine. But I'm not a smoker anymore, and God knows I could not handle an edible.
I had a dream the other night that I did acid.
I've never done acid either. Pretty lame.
I've never done it either, but in my dream, I just remember like sitting in the back of a car or something and getting handed this little purple square.
Is
And
that
I
what
was-
acid looks like? I
I
thought it
don't
was like,
even know.
I've heard of like, I think it's a tab, but I don't really know what a tab is. It makes me feel like it's like a little piece of paper that you like lay on your tongue. Like, it makes me think, those like, it was like a breath mint, but it was like a little piece of paper on your tongue.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's
almost looked like those star pimple patches.
Dude, okay, pimple patches. Why are people doing the star ones? Get the fucking clear ones.
It makes no. I'll see people literally at their work, like say they work at like damn Aldi, and they have them like,
Yeah,
and I'm like, huh? Why are you,
you
doing?
can't really see the clear ones. Like, I wear them pretty regularly. Not regularly, but like if I have a pimple, like I'll wear it. Like, wearing a star, you're literally just advertising you have a pimple. And why do you
Yeah.
want people to know that?
No, it makes no sense to me. Well, okay, here's a question. Can the like skin ones, can you see those on black people?
I mean, probably not. They're clear.
Oh, so I've never used them, so I don't know. Yeah, so then I don't even know why these people get these stars, but I see people constantly with the damn stars on their face. And I'm like, why be looking like a constellation?
Like, why are you trying to advertise, okay, you have acne? Next.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, yikes, not me. I'm wearing a clear one.
No one's gonna know.
Yeah. You know what kind of I find, I don't know what interesting is the word, but Alex Earl, she's basically became famous because she talked about having acne, skin issues, all this stuff. And then she would do like the Get Ready With Me. And she was very like open and honest about her skin issues. She was on Accutane like 3 times or something. I kind of found it shocking that every time she uses a filter when she's such like an activist for
Skin.
skin or like neutrality. I don't even know if that's
Yeah.
a word. You know what I'm talking about? So I was
Yeah.
kind of like, meh. Eh.
I mean, that's how I felt. I texted you about her last night. I saw these videos that Mubi is like the next gonna be it girl. Not funny.
First of all, have they seen Skinny Girl Haley
Yeah.
on TikTok?
It girl here. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I watched, and by I say I watched, there's 3 videos and I maybe watched the first 3 seconds, and it was the ultimate, like, I'm so quirky, I'm so awkward, he, pick me vibes.
Yes.
I
No.
didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it at all. And like I listened, I found her first originally via a interview. They asked her where, like, because she goes, like, sit on it. They asked her why, like, where that came from. And it's from like Steve Harvey on the Family Feud. I guess one of the questions was like, what would someone want to do to your face or something? And the answer was sit on it. And so it's like in Steve Harvey's voice. But like, I don't think it's a funny bit.
I also don't think that's like a well enough. Like if you're having to explain it, it's not a thing. Like
Yeah,
it's not
and then you're
when you like quote like the movie Bridesmaids when you know what I mean? Like stove, are you an appliance? Like you know what I mean? Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say that. Like if somebody says sit on it, I'd be like, is that from Monsters Inc? I don't know.
yeah, and then another thing is like she thinks she's really personable because she refers to like everyone that watches Jim, like
Jim?
Yeah, like she calls like her followers Jim. So like she'll get on and be like, "Hey Jim, blah blah blah." I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't find her funny. I don't think she's funny. I think she's a pick me girl. Like I'm cute, I'm funny, I'm quirky.
I know. I think I'm gonna block her. I only have one other person blocked on TikTok, and it's Xandra. Xandra. The one that was like Alex Earl's friend, and she's like a DJ or something. I have her blocked.
She's become a lot cooler lately, I think.
I don't know. I have her blocked.
Another pick me girl energy I've decided is girls that drink beer. Why are you drinking beer? I think they think they're cool and they're like one of the boys and they're just gonna go drink a little beer because the boys are drinking beer and I'm just so easygoing.
I don't know. It depends on the beer that they're drinking, I guess. If you're drinking a sour, that's fine. I drink sour.
A sour's fine. And if you're like an IPA girl and stuff, that means you actually like beer. So like
Yeah, that's
you go
fine.
for it. If
I'll
you're
even accept Miller or Mick Ultra because I think that's a girl beer.
I think any light beer, you're a pick me beer girl.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Miller Lite. Like
But
I won't really. I'll very, very rarely order a beer at the bar. If I
exactly.
do order a beer at the bar, it's generally with another girl that is drinking a beer, and even then, I'll rarely ever do it. I'm not gonna be out with the guys and be like, oh yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes they've gotten a guys like I'll be with a group of guys and they have a bucket, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll take the fucking beer in the bucket, like.
Which makes sense. I think it's the girls that are like, I don't know, they need another beer. Like
It's the girls that are like, oh, you drink a High Noon, I'm getting a beer. Like, congratulations.
exactly. Cool. Do you need a high five? Here's a little pimple patch gold star. Like, I think they're pick me girls. I think they're just like want to be like, I think it's a like, I'm so low maintenance. I'm so fun. I'm just like one of the boys type of energy versus like actually drinking something you enjoy.
Yeah. I used to really like IPAs back in the day when I was like 22, which is really weird to think about because I won't even touch them now.
I've never been a beer girl. I don't think I ever will be a beer girl. The only time I would like dabble, I do like sours. I will say that. I like sours and I like ciders, but that's about as beery as I can get. I don't like it. I mean, it's just like coffee. I don't like coffee. If I'm getting an espresso martini, I need to make sure that shit's creamy.
Yeah. Hinge horror stories.
Oh God.
I got two. First one is like, this one's like not as bad. The second one is like pretty weird. So my friend's been kind of talking to this guy or messaging him. I don't think they actually met on Hinge. I think they might have actually like known each other from the past. But they're messaging back and forth. He lives in like San Francisco or San Diego or something, somewhere in California.
Some sand.
Some sand, yeah. She's gonna fly over there for like, Thursday to Sunday for a weekend, blah 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 blah.
Is he paying for it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. So he's like, oh, what do you want to do? And she's like, well, I want to like go see the city. Like I've never been there, explore, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, what about sex? When she was like, okay, like, well, we're kind of talking. So I feel like it's one of those things that's like, it's implied, but it's not like something you just say. Like,
yeah. Like if I'm flying across the country, you're going to assume we're going to do the thing.
Especially if you're paying for it. I mean, you got to give out a little bit. Like,
yeah.
So she was like, okay, yeah. But she's like, I practice safe sex. I'm not on birth control. You got to wrap it up. He goes, I don't believe in doing that. And she's like, well, I don't know where you've been and you don't know where I've been. And he's like, I'll go get a blood test and whatever. She's like, no, I won't do that. And then she stops responding. She's like, this is weird. A few days later, he messages her, says, hey, I'm going to go to get tested for STDs if that changes your mind. She doesn't respond. It's weird.
Yeah.
A couple days later, hey, it came back negative. Like, I can't wait to see you. No response.
And her flight's already booked.
No.
Oh, so like, can't wait to see me my ass.
Yeah, like and then just like weird text messages after us being like, can't wait to see you. Hey, just a reminder, it's negative. And it's just like weird because she already had this experience, and this is where I go into my second story with this guy that she did meet on Hinge or Tinder.
Same girl.
Same girl, different guy.
Boy.
This guy lives in Charlotte. She meets him on one of these dating apps, and they hang out. They're like longboarding. I guess they're into that. I don't know. She goes back to like
Can't
his
be
place.
us.
Like, yeah, like not me.
We're actually into dinners and drinks.
Right. So I guess she goes back to like his place because they're like longboarding near his place. I don't know. They go back to his place. It's like the middle of the day. They're kind of like making out. And he just like whips it out and then starts just being like weird with it, just like doing his little thing, I guess. I don't know. She's kind of like
it around.
right. And she's like, this is weird. She stands up and is like, I'm not interested. He keeps doing his little thing to his little thing. She's like, I'm leaving. Like, I'm good. She leaves her longboard there. She texts him like the next day, hey, I gotta go get my longboard. He's like, yeah, of course. And
She
then
left so fast, she left her longboard.
yeah, she was like, this is just weird. Like, I guess the way he was acting was obviously just like, I mean, you're just trying to make out. This is a first date. Like, you don't need to whip it out.
Yeah. Put that little thing away.
Yeah, put that little baby carrot away. Then he like texts her. He's like, I'd love to meet again. She was like, I don't know if this is meant to be, but like, I really do want to get my longboard. And then I don't know, somehow safe sex gets brought up. And he sends her a record of his STD tests. And chlamydia and gonorrhea came up. Like there was two. Yeah. Both come up positive.
Why would he even send this?
Right. So she screenshots it with like a circle being like, well, this is positive. Why would I have sex with you? He goes, I think you're reading it wrong. Mind you, she was like a nurse. Like she knows how to like read. I mean, you can just, negative, positive. Like, you know what I mean? You don't even have to be a nurse to be able to read this. He's like, you're reading it wrong. You're reading it wrong. She's like, no, like this is a positive STD result. He's like, oh, sorry, let me send you an updated version. He sends her the same version with very clearly like written over it negative. Like not even in the same font as like the rest of the document. And you can still see like the positive, like a little bit of the letters like below it. And she's like, you just photoshopped that. Like, what is going on here? And she's like, I don't think I can date for a while. My thought is also like, isn't that illegal?
That has to be illegal.
I know with HIV, if you don't disclose to your partner that you have it, that is illegal.
But I feel like even if you're lying, it has to be illegal.
No, that's what I'm saying. You like, I think if you have any STD, you know about it. I think you have to legally disclose it. I know for HIV, you can sue somebody. I've seen people on Twitter be like screenshots of my boyfriend finding out 6 months ago that he had HIV and chose not to tell me, and now I have HIV. Like crazy stuff. And granted, Twitter is like a lawless land. But I feel like even with like chlamydia and gonorrhea, you gotta like say stuff.
Also, like you can get rid of those. So like, why would you not just like get rid of it and then do a new test so you didn't even have to edit a test?
Yeah, like it's literally, isn't it just a pill?
I think I believe so. I have no idea.
I think it's like a penicillin shot. I don't even know, but I know it's a very simple solution, either just a pill or just a shot.
Yeah.
And it's gone. So why do that? Like, just go get a new test. I mean, you have to go get it cleaned up anyway, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't it start like affecting you? I don't know. Does it itch after a while? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. These boys are just out here wilding.
They're doing wild shit to get the basicest shit in the world.
Like, if you're that thirsty, go. Why are you even talking to me? Go. Yeah. You can go find a different girl. Very easy.
Yeah, and so I guess he was talking to another girl, so she like knew about it. So she messaged that girl and was like, "Look, I'm not trying to get involved in your life, but I want to let you know for like your safety purposes." And this is the thing with like girls, which unfortunately sucks, is like it can go one of two ways. She can be like, "You're in the wrong. You're the worst person ever." Blah blah blah, or they can be like, "Thank you for telling me."
Yeah.
Thank goodness this was a thank you for telling me kind of girl. And then
they actually,
yeah, right. And they end up like going out and it was fine. But you honestly, you just never know.
No, you don't.
And that sucks, but
we have this one guy that's kind of entered into our friend group, and I now describe him as a black P because we met him and he started going on dates with one of the girls in the group, and like multiple dates, asked her on a like date to an event that his coworker was putting on. Like serious.
Pretty serious.
He then doesn't really say anything. So she goes to him and is like, yo, like, how do you think this weekend went? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I just want to pursue just friends, like, whatever. And she's like, okay, cool, whatever. But in the end of the day, also, like, if she didn't say anything, were you just going to ghost her? Were
Yeah.
you just, but you were going to see her since you're now kind of in our friend group. So you were just going to act like nothing ever happened. And like, they never slept together or anything, but still, you were pursuing and you were just going to stop and then not say anything. And then he tells me that he's into another girl in our friend group. And I immediately shut that down. I was like, she's not interested in you. I didn't tell her this or tell him this, but like she honestly didn't understand why the first girl was even talking to you because she thought you were ugly. So I'm like, I shut that one down immediately. I'm like, don't even attempt. It's not happening. Then like 2 weeks later, Sunday fun day, him and another girl that's new to the group, they get drunk and hook up. Whatever. No one cares. Like,
Right.
not at least of the girls. No one cares. He then starts asking her on dates. And she's like, yo, I know you've gone on a few dates with another girl in the group. I ain't trying to do all that. Like, whatever, you're doing the most. And so with that, he then texts girl A, hey, I just want to make sure things are good and we're like neutral. I know you saw me getting close and cozy with blank. Close and cozy? You mean sex.
Yeah.
You mean sex. Close and cozy. Okay. So now we use that as terminology. I'm like, I'm just trying to find someone to get close and cozy with. And then he's like, I'm a connector. I love to connect people that like vibe, blah, 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 blah. So that's something we keep joking about now too. Like,
what is he, like a club promoter?
dude, literally every time we meet someone new now though, we're like, are we connectors? Are we connecting? The third girl that he did hook up with that he asked on a date was like, I ain't interested. Then on Saturday, we're all at the bar. And by us all, there's 4 of us, me and my friends, and then the 2 boys. And it's like early. It's like 4 p.m. It's not like late night bar. It's early. We're sitting there talking, whatever. They leave to go to a concert, the boys, and he sends me a text and he's like, I'd love to get like your friend's number. Sir, you've reached your quota for the month.
Yeah, like calm down. And it's like, it's always the ugly ones.
Literally, I had told this friend all about it beforehand, and she was like, I thought he'd be cuter for like the like game he's spitting in the girls like he's pulling. And I was like, no, like the fuck? And yeah, and then we went out with them later that night after their concert and stuff. They came and met up with us, and he was like saying to her, like, I'd love to get to know you. I'm really interested. Didn't you see how many times I was looking at you? And it was
No.
like, boy, and we were with the 2 other girls. We were with girl A and the third girl.
Men are weird, dude. They like really think that they're like so good at XYZ, and I'm like, dude, you're just embarrassing.
He's literally 31, and he told us that he wants to get married by the time he's 33.
Well, you better
Sir,
have to figure it out then.
sir, so are you just spraying and praying in hopes that one of these lands when you hit on every single girl you meet? And like, none of the girls are going to want to keep coming around if you're hitting on literally every single new girl.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
Get it together, dude. What is wrong with these men?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't really get men that like do all that stuff. Like, don't they realize that we talk?
I mean, literally, girl 1, girl 3, girl 4, and I went to dinner together. And then we had a pregame together. And then we went out to the bar together, and they met us out at the bar. And girl 4 even said to him, like, don't worry, girl 1 and girl 3 will be there. And he was like, oh, I'm not worried.
Ew.
Sit down. No one's interested in you.
No
You
one.
like get your shit together. You're 31 and you're still acting like you're in college.
It's always the men that think they're like hot shit that are like the ugly ones too. And it's like,
Yeah, he dresses well, but that's like, and he has a good job, but that's like all he has going for him.
honestly, as much as like I think women joke about like, oh yeah, I'd love to marry for money. I'd love to marry for money. There's so many other factors that involve that it's just like,
There would have to be a shit ton of money for me.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like I'm not okay.
And you
make
have to
six
be old,
figures.
so you might die.
Well, then you're probably not going to be in their freaking life insurance policy. Their kids are going to be in it.
Not if I get married to them.
They still have kids because they have like 7 other marriages.
Oh, true. Well, you got to choose them wisely. Before you get married, you got to know that you're going to be part of the life insurance.
Yeah, I mean but
Like
Good luck with
I'm
that.
here for your money, dude. Not
I
for
think the
you.
kids know that though, so they like don't let that happen. And also then you have to have sex with somebody like that.
Yeah.
And that's like another game where you're like, can you do that? A guy who's like 80 because they're obviously still like taking Viagra.
And I think this is where we end that episode. And that is it for Rarely Rad episode 21. Isabel's gonna eat her dinner and we are out. Bye.
Bye.